least I hope so. God, I hope so. Okay. Come on. Ah. This is not going 100% successfully. This is not... Oh, as I think I've just caught up. Okay. Alright then. So... Oh, how do we check this? Bear with me. Alright, so managed to get it working. Me up, music down. Okay, give me a second. Let's see if I can do this. Apologies to anybody stumbling upon my first attempts to get a stream working. Is that any better? I don't. Yeah! Yeah, just fiddling around with the gain. I'm assuming this is working. That's what gain is for. Alright, we good? Am I any better? Am I any worse? Ah. I lost static, okay. Is that too bad? It's good there? Okay, that's fine with me then. I mean, as long as I'm audible, I can sort stuff out another time, I suppose, because I mean, the mic I'm currently using is not exactly what I would consider ideal for this sort of purpose. But hey. So, today, as my premiere of streaming, I'm going to be playing a game that I have a long and storied history with, going back to the game's launch back in 2011, I think, the original Binding of Isaac, made on Flash, about a young boy who is trapped by his overzealous religious mother, and it ran awfully, but since then a lot of improvements have been made, including a whole relaunch that has been termed Afterbirth Plus, which is obviously the version I'll be playing because I would like it to run well. So, should have pointed out, I have currently gotten two 100% save files on this game, which, for anybody who's not aware, is quite an ordeal to do. Mostly just because it takes a lot of runs through the game to actually accumulate everything. So, I'll just be working on a fresh save, seeing as I only have one left to go, as the game is flaunting in my face. But yes. So you can a multitude of characters to pick, but I can start off with Isaac. So, if anybody is not aware what the Binding of Isaac is, you control the little Isaac here, and with WASD you can use the arrow keys to shoot around, or if you're on a controller you can use the two sticks. But basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to progress through various rooms. Oh! Excuse me? Ah, has the footage not come through? Well, bear with me folks, apparently I did not figure this out as much as I would have wanted. Is that better? Ah, is it not playing properly? Ah, okay. Yes, I am currently. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's currently recording, but it looks like it's only actually keeping up. Oh, when I tab out the game. Ooh, that's not very good. Okay, I can figure this. Don't worry, it's a good cursed start for a good cursed stream. All right, is this good? Are we here? Have we done it? Have I managed to overcome? I did it. Amazing. It's amazing. Ah, it's going so well already. But yes, the point is to travel through various rooms, fighting various enemies, collecting items. And as you can see, this item was a corrosive bar. You can see it just under the map on the top right. And I don't know if it only showed up for a second, but it gave me plus, I think it was like 0.5-ish sword on the left, which is your damage. So you have all the stats down the left, have your life in the top left corner, it's just how much damage you can take before you keel over. And the whole point is to just try and get to the end, whichever. There are multiple different ways to end a run, and it's just sort of whichever run, whichever ending you're looking for, just hoping you can get there, which is not always very successful. But hey, that's what the game's about. If it was so easy to do it all in one run, it wouldn't be much of a game. Oh yes. As you can see that he turned slightly grey for a second. That's because the tears I have can stun enemies slightly so that they stop chasing you for a while, which is quite helpful. It's quite a good one to get early, because just if there's a lot of enemies coming at you at once, it can be kind of difficult to keep track. Also, these rocks here, the slightly lighter tinted ones with a cross on them, they give you good items. So if you have a bomb, which you can also see at the top left, you want to try and blow them up whenever you can. And I got a temporary heart, which basically I can't heal that back. If I take that damage, it's just gone. It's like a shield, which are nice to have. Oh, okay, he did not want to hang around apparently. Well, I should have gotten hit by that, but I didn't. So we have our first boss, who is Gemini. A lot of them are sort of based on... I've completely forgotten what they're called. Star signs, birth signs, Gemini, such as... Well, there's not really. There's sort of items that are more based on the... That's a good point, actually. There's a series of items that are based on the birth signs, and he's the only boss that's actually named after them, which I always thought was a bit of a missed opportunity, really. Oh, there's an item block. Can I get that? Ah, chest. Well, I can't open that, but just looting the boss room while in the boss fight. No respect for this angry flying baby. Come on. I have no respect because he takes forever to kill. He's got such a small hitbox and he bounces off every time you try and hit him. Alright. So we get a torn photo. Tears and shot speed up. So yes, lower number for tears is good for the multiple arrows, because that's basically sort of the time between each shot, if that makes sense. So you want a lower number so you have more shots. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, so this door over here is locked because you need to have a certain amount of damage before you can actually go in there. It's like a fighting thing. Oh, but yes, as you can see, because of he saw the torn photo of his family. Isaac is now crying. See a lot of visual effects for the items that you pick up, as was probably quite obvious by the metal bar that's embedded in his forehead. So I apologise for any graphic imagery for the first game, but like I said, this is I established this was a cursed stream, and I will play games as cursed as I feel necessary. And there could not be a more cursed game than this. Yes, as I said, this game has been, well, pseudo in development for, yeah, I think 8 years. I think it was 2011 was the original release. Back when it was just coded by basically Macmillan himself. Well, I think he had a team then? I can't quite remember. I haven't actually... It's been a while since I looked up the details of Edmund Macmillan and his Binding of Isaac adventures. So we actually have some keys so we can try and get in there. Gold doors always have items behind them, and although I got one for free on the first floor, usually they're locked, so you have to spend keys to get things. Oh, we also have a machine here where we can put coins in it to re-roll the items in the room, or I can bomb it to get a free reroll, but I won't because I actually quite like this, because it gives me flaming tears. It also gives me like a little glow because I'm lit up, which might not seem like it makes a difference, but some rooms are actually very dark, and having light sources is actually quite helpful sometimes. Then again, I might not see a dark room, who knows? This game has a lot of variation to it. Which, yeah, is another thing. This was sort of the original of the roguelike genre, which roguelikes are games that are based on the original Rogue, which is basically everything's randomly generated. The layout of the map, the enemies you fight, items you find, everything's determined via RNG, random number generation. And it was sort of a dying art, actually, before Isaac came along, because people found RNG quite frustrating, but Isaac sort of showed that it had an overarching progression by, even though at the end of this, when I die, I will lose everything, I won't have anything left, I'll have to just start as Isaac again from the beginning, but if I unlock any items, then I'll see them later on in further runs, so there's a more meta progression, which meant that it's less frustrating when you just die randomly, because you always have the opportunity to unlock something new for the future, which I think sort of reinvigorated interest in this whole genre, which is good, because I really enjoy this kind of genre where it doesn't matter if you lose early, you can sort of, you have something to progress to. And I'm also glossing over the fact that I'm sitting in a room with Satan. After you defeat a boss, if you haven't taken any damage for the floor, you see at the bottom left on the side, there's a cross, and then there's the upside down cross. I can't remember what the name for that is. But that's basically the chance that you'll get either a devil room at the top cross, or an angel room. Devil rooms are where you can trade your permanent hearts for items. And angel rooms, you just get them for free, but angel rooms are usually harder to find. So in this case, because I know what this is, I'm going to... Wait, do I know what this is? I think I know what this is. Do I know what this is? No, I don't. I thought that was what it is, but it's not. So I'm going to ignore this and say that this is not worth it. Because losing a heart is quite a big deal, because it's your permanent life. You can't gain it back, you can't heal it. You make a deal with the devil. And we move along to the caves, where things are, I would say, noticeably harder than the first few floors in the basement. Because the enemies like to be a lot more tricksy, and there's a lot more dead space on the map that you can't, so I can't go over all these because this is just a pit. And a lot of enemies can fly, as you've probably noticed, so that's not really an obstacle to them. Makes it harder to avoid getting hit when you're desperately trying to avoid any of the terrain. So, also, after the first floor, you see, this is also a rock that has a slightly different tint and a cross on it, but it's a lot less noticeable than on the first floor. That's just the game sort of trying to make things harder as you go along. Even your secret items are harder to see. Oh, we get another chest. Well, you got some coins, that's fine. Good. You see, the flaming tears are very, very helpful. They do a lot of damage over time. And so this is a fight room, basically, where we can see the item that we have in here and decide, do we want to take this item? And I'm going to decide that I do, which means that now I must fight to keep it. And this is why this item is quite good, is that it leaves a sort of slowing goo behind that the enemies can, like, sort of kite the enemies through it. Kiting means to sort of, an enemy is chasing you and you give it a wide berth and essentially drag it round while hitting it from at range. So it makes it easier to do that if you slow the enemies behind you. Oh, these worms just like to charge at you. They're not too difficult usually. Ooh. Faded photo. You feel faded. Now, I will admit, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of everything in this game, so I don't know what that does, but that's, you see, instead of appearing over on the right side, that's now in the bottom left. That's because that's what's called a trinket item. So usually they have a different kind of effect, but you can only have one trinket at a time. So if I pick up another trinket, I'll have to get rid of that one. So you can't have them all at once. So we found the boss, but I haven't found the item room. Oh, faded photo. Ah, I see. I'm invisible. Or I'm assuming camouflage or something like that. Okay. I don't know how that comes into effect. Maybe I can. It only seems to happen randomly. So maybe I can just randomly hide from enemies. That's fine. Also, the spider sack is spawning little blue spiders that aren't aggressive. They don't even run towards enemies. They just, if they happen to walk into one, they'll kill them. So, and now I have a temporary item. So this is just a usable item, which is the Tarot card 13 Death, which when I use it, I remember it will just deal damage to a bunch of enemies in the room, and it will go away. So it's just a one-use panic button, essentially. And you have a lot of the usable items are like that. Oh. So this chest has these little buckles on the front, which means that it'll do damage to you when you walk into it. And I can, because I have the blue hearts, I'll just see what's in it. Well, thank you, game. I feel very appreciative of that. So this is actually what the healing hearts are. If I was missing some of my health, I could pick this up to heal some of my hearts. But because I have the blue hearts, as I said, I can't heal them. So I guess I'll just have to deal with that and move on. Sorry if I'm not explaining things very well, if anybody's confused about anything, although I'm sure a lot of people are well aware of what Binding of Isaac is, and, well, it's just how it plays. It's, as I said, because it was very popular, sort of re-sparked the interest in roguelike games, that a lot of games afterwards took parlance with its design and started doing their own takes on roguelike games, which I thought was quite good, but it means that as a result people were probably quite sick of roguelikes at one point, where all games were about dying. Sorry. Maybe I should be trying to focus when I'm fighting a boss instead of explaining game design history, but hey, what do I want to do? Oh, I just randomly start camouflaging in a room. Although the boss doesn't seem to care about that, so I'm going to assume that this trinket is not massively helpful. But that's fine. Oh, come on. He likes to jump very randomly. And just emit explosions when he feels like it. There we go. All fine, and we get an angel room. This is going fantastically well. I have a death or a pill. Pills are weird because, like everything else, they're random every run. But the colours don't change. There's a set of all the colours. So this one's a blue pill. So once I use this, I'll know what the blue pill does, and for the rest of my run, all blue pills will be the same. But as soon as I do the next run, they'll all change again, so the blue pill can be anything else. And in this case it was puberty, which doesn't really do anything. And, well, I said it was good, but this is in fact the worst item you can get from an angel room, pretty much. It's the holy water, which is this little bottle that follows you around, and when you take damage, it breaks, and puts some water on the ground that does damage, like both of these other items that I have. Yes, I'm not... For something that's quite difficult to get, that's not very impressive, but hey-ho, everything is going along as cursed as it should be. Oh, speaking of cursed... Oh, so, well, luckily, since we have the fire tears, we can make this slightly easier, but those guys are invincible unless they pop their heads out, and sometimes they just don't like to do that. Right, so we have a nice, lovely brown speckled pill this time. I wonder what this does. And that did damage to me, and smashed, well, you can see the holy water smashing. It's very impressive, I'm sure. But yes, pills, you can give you good effects, but, Yes, maybe since I was so ahead, I shouldn't be trying to experiment and see what happens. So although most rooms have enemies in, there are rooms like this which are just get through whatever trap or obstacle is around. And I'm almost certainly going to take damage from this, because I'm going to time this really badly. But I will try. Like I said. I'm so bad at timing. But hey, after my, 300 hours on this game, I should probably at least be good at this gameplay, but... Anyway, we'll just gloss over that fact, and move along. Oh yeah, because I still haven't taken damage, I can't go in here, sadly. That's basically the same as the arena fight. Oh my god. Okay. But yes, that's the same as the arena fight room, except you fight bosses for usually better items, but you have to do it when you're damaged, so it's much more of a risk. Ooh, that is a dime. So that is, in fact, 10 cents. Wow, if only I had a key to get in this shop and actually spend my money, this would be great. But I decided to use it to open a random room instead. Again, I can't actually open the other room, so I'm just gonna go to the boss and see what's going on. And we have Gertie, who's this absolute unit over here. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Alright, now if I stop panicking for half a second, I'll actually be able to sort him out, because he's actually not very difficult. I was just panicking because there was a lot of enemies in a very small room for a second. Despite my 200% save files, I've actually not played this game for quite a while, so I may be a little out of touch with specifically how to play against certain bosses or do certain fights, but this one, I remember Gertie quite well, because he can just shoot in 3 directions, or summon some ads, as you call them, or just summon some minions. None of which is particularly threatening when we have tiers as strong as we do at the moment. But and that should be him done. Come on, there we go. I missed it now, but you see, because I took damage from my hearts, that basically removes all chance of getting a devil room. So, and getting an angel room is tied to getting a devil room. Basically, when you get it does a roll first to see if you get a devil room, which currently is 0% chance because we've done the level, and then it will do a 50-50 roll to see if that will instead be an angel room, because angel rooms are markedly better than devil rooms because you don't have to lose all of your life to actually get anything. And now we are down in the depths, and we have this lovely mirror over here, which you can run into, and it will change. It'll basically shuffle all of the visual effects you have on you. So if Isaac is just cluttered with items and you can't actually tell what he looks like, you can just run into them and change it a bit. Or if you bomb it, you get some random pills. Woo. Get 3 of a yellow. Now hopefully the yellow is good. Paralysis. And it freezes me in place. Well, I guess that about sums it up. So, we have 2 paralysis pills and 1 damage myself pill. So let's just leave them and pretend that didn't happen. And just move on. Now, hopefully I won't kill myself on this one. I could have just run straight across, but I am not going to risk it after my last attempt at good timing. Now we have a worm playing snake, which makes him very, not especially difficult. What have we got in this fight? Okay, red chests you can open, and sometimes contain really good things, but most of the time are awful, so it's not really great to open them, but and I don't really think I want to try on opening them and have a fight over them, because they're probably not going to be worth it. Instead we will just move along. I will take damage. So there we go, I lost my 67% chance or whatever at a devil room. I'm not going to open that. Actually, should I? No, I'm not going to, because I might be able to buy a key from the shop, and then I can open both rooms. Alright, so, my devil chance went up a bit. That's because oh god. The going down to the really low chance is just when you get hit. After you leave the room, it then goes back up. Basically, it means that if you get hit while in the boss, you go down to essentially 0% chance to actually get in it. Okay, so I can get over there if I do this, and then that. If you blow up rocks that are next to a gap, a one space gap, you can knock the rock over to make a small bridge, which means I can now get a key. So then I can open both the shop here and the item room. So what's this? It's a broken stopwatch. I can't remember what it does. I think it just slows enemies down. I think it slows enemies down randomly, which I don't really want, so I'm just going to move along. See what else we got. I don't really want to buy a key. Should I buy one anyway? No, I want to make sure I have enough to re-roll. Okay, well, come on. Fine, I'll use a bomb. Come on, come on. Well, I'll take some insurance against my health. Oh, some extra insurance is always nice. I should go back and get the item, actually. And this is a key part of any Binding of Isaac run, and that's backtracking through the map to pick up things that you left behind elsewhere. A lovely metal plate, which I think... Oh, it gave us an extra blue heart, and I think can randomly deflect bullets, but that's very, very minor. A lot of items have that effects like that, where it's sort of just, it might come up, but a lot of the time it doesn't, but you don't really mind, because you can just stack all of the items at once. As you can see on the right, we've got a nice little collection of items coming together, and that's sort of the overall goal of Isaac. Ooh. Memes. The overall goal of Isaac. I still got hit by it. I saw it coming. I'll fill that up. But yes, it's to just stack items until eventually you can roll your way through the bosses and come out on top. Now, if people can remember, this is actually Monstro 2, the sequel to the first boss we actually fought, Monstro 1, where he now summons nice spitter enemies and shoots lasers, which I would say is a marked improvement over how he used to be, except it's just quite a lot more annoying, so I kind of wish he didn't. Oh, hey, Hunter. Oh god. Sorry if I'm not too direct. I'm going on about my game design history rants. Basically just because... Oh, I actually deflected a bullet there. I'm just talking about how Isaac is very interesting from the point of view of bringing back roguelike games. And now it's actually quite common to get games that have either roguelike or sort of, when you die you lose everything elements. Get more health, which is good, because we can now make a deal with the devil. I think that lovely pentagram necklace is worth it, so I will succumb to the devil to get, yes, a sizable damage up. Now, once you have made a deal with the devil, you can no longer get an angel room, which is, yeah, the big downside of it. I mean, to be fair, the game is... I wouldn't say the game's difficult. The game very poorly explains things. You basically have to get, like, for example, this rock down here, you see it has a very small X on it. That's because this rock is hiding items, such as a bomb and a free heart. I know that because I have about 300 hours in this game, and I know how to recognize it. But yes, also the fact that a lot of items have very vague descriptions when you pick them up doesn't usually help either. And so, if you wanted to play this properly back in the day, it would require just having the wiki open. Or I actually had it bookmarked, I think, originally. Just so that every time I found something I didn't know, I just have to search it up. And then if you didn't remember the name or description that came up because it was only up for half a second, you basically had to just try and vaguely scroll through the list of items and go, oh, I think this was what it looked like. Well, I suppose you can see it on the right now. Again, all this UI stuff that's going on here with the numbers and the items, that wasn't in the original game. You just had this on here, where you have some notches on the pause menu and some very pixelated pictures of what you had, which wasn't the best. Oh no, this is default. You can, where is it? Ah, found HUD. It's actually just in Afterbirth Plus. Alright, so we have a red pill. What does red pill do? I'm now slightly larger. We shall become a unit. We need to spend 2 keys to get into that. I'm not going to say I want that. Yes. Usually I play with a mod, which is basically the wiki mod, which is whenever you get near an item that you can pick up. Oh, there's another rock. It just gives you a straight up description of what it does, including accurate stat numbers. But since this is currently a new save, I can't actually have mods enabled. This is a really good thing about this game, because usually games with workshop support, you can't actually use mods because they lock achievements and things. In Isaac, they do lock achievements, but after you beat, I can't remember which boss it is, but I think it's quite one of the early bosses, you can just enable mods and the game is fine with it. So it means I can play without having to hold the wiki open constantly, which is always nice. Oh joy. Well, this is a use item, which I don't have yet. So in the top left, you have items that if I press spacebar, it activates it, which in this case, I think, oh, can't do anything. But what it does is, because normally when I put down a bomb, it's sort of on a timer, this will just trigger them instantly, which has its uses. It means that you don't have to try and really awkwardly time the bombs with enemies that are running around really fast, but, I mean, honestly, I would have replaced it with basically anything else. But I don't have anything else, so we'll just live with that. Well, I would like to stack bombs, but the problem is that there's sort of a timer on them, where you can only place, you have to place one, then one, then one. Although there's an item for everything, of course. There is an item that lets you just spam bombs, which is basically the only good combo for it. I'll just buy a key, I can't. Actually, let's just... Oh, I could just mine up. Yeah. And we get nothing. Sometimes you can get coins from the shopkeep. I also had a 2% increase on my devil chance, which is nice, I suppose. 2% is 2%. An extra 1 in 50. We take those odds. Oh, free chest. With a bomb. Okay, sure. No X rocks in here. Moving along. Oh god. I ran straight into that. Oh, get him, holy water. Yes, any game that lets you fight a shopkeeper, you should definitely do. Because they're hiding all the good items. Oh god. Alright, we found the item room, we found the shop. I'm not going to push my luck and just go straight to Mom, who is of course the antagonist of this game. Your overly religious mother who has locked you in the basement. And you have to defeat her to be able to overcome her tyranny. Sorry, yes, I'm just... Excuse me for 1 second, I'll stop my ranting while I actually try and play the game. Because she just likes to spawn everything she can think of, and then just stomp down on you as well. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's fine, it's fine. Okay.
His mother, fueled with the desire to serve her God, was bearing down on Isaac. As I am told, my lord, I love you above all else, Isaac's mother repeated to herself. This was the end of the line for Isaac. His mother was far too strong for him. But just as he accepted his fate, God intervened, sending an angel down from above to stop his mother's hand. And just like that, it was over.
yes, as he says, it was over. But not really, because even as the credits roll, and we go back in, we see that we basically haven't progressed at all, because we are still missing all the characters. So, what this game does is that after you beat sort of the first boss, Blockade, now there will be an extra floor unlocked, where, well, I don't think that's actually right now, but there will be more floors unlocked that will have further bosses, and then once you beat those bosses, you will keep going and you can find further bosses. Oh boy, do you. So, you actually need... oh. Gemini. Oh, well, we have our conjoined baby friend from that other boss. But yes, first you need to actually unlock all of the characters, and then you need to get... oh, you then need to beat all of the bosses with all the characters, get all the items, do the whole shebang. Alright, so what I'm doing here is the trying not to take damage technique by shoving barrels around, which I have pulled off with finesse, and achieved basically nothing for it, but that's fine. I open the room without actually taking damage. But yes, our lovely friend here will go and dispose of some enemies. Is he good at it? No. So we can just cheese enemies through walls for a bit, but he doesn't do the most damage, bless him, but he tries. He does try. Well, since we've got our friend here, we are fully geared up, so off we go. And we're back to the super long snake, who just sort of meanders around by himself, but whenever we break him apart, he splits into more snakes. But, I don't know, I never really found Larry Jr. a problem, because he just sort of goes wherever he wants. He doesn't actually target you. It's a bit strange. Get a necklace. So we have further range, and we get luck. Luck is a mysterious stat, which just affects a million things in a million ways, and it's usually good to have. It does actually affect all of the things like the slot machines and playing the various gambling games. So yes, the luck is actually beneficial, but it's just usually it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, Larry Genie is just sitting in his room enjoying himself. We just bust in, demand to go through. Right, what pill do we have here? I think that slows all the enemies, which doesn't really help when there's no enemies in the room. A lot of the pills have effects that are beneficial when you're in a room with an enemy, but I usually like to just try them in a situation where I'm not likely to injure myself further. Oh. Pixelated penny. Pay to win. This is what I mean about some very vague effects. So yeah, we can pay to win. What does that mean? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. This is Monstro. And we're back to Monstro again. You do unlock other bosses as you do various feats and things. But there's quite a wide variety of bosses anyway, so seeing the same few is actually quite unlikely in a row, but I'm not opposed to seeing Monstro, at least Monstro 1, he's not that tricky. Just have to give him a wide berth. And I just ran straight into that one. But it's fine, because thanks to the power of blue hearts, I haven't actually taken any damage. So we still get our devil room. Ah! So yeah, sometimes bombs spawn that are actively just already on fire, or already lit when they spawn. Yeah. So they jump scare you a little. Oh, I also have a black heart. Black hearts are essentially the same as blue hearts, except when you lose them, they do damage to everything in the room, so they're just helpful like that. We're not going to take that, because that is not worth it. Oh, also, you can't actually get an angel room until you've seen a devil room, so Yeah, payback. Oh, fight, 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 fight. Yeah. Okay, so that was marginally okay. We got some flies that immediately died for no reason. We got some pills, and we got a blue heart. That's all okay, I guess. Probably wasn't worth having to fight all of these for, but you know, we take the risks. We see what happens. Oh, and there's more. Uh, uh. Please, please stop. We good? Okay, we good. And this is a permanent fly that can block things for us. And battery. So that would charge our active item, but we don't have one. Yes, of course. We fought a bunch of creepy mutants over those pills. Of course, I'm going to eat them. I'm not just going to let them go to waste. I mean, one of them caused us to have a permanent fly attached to us, which is beneficial for us, but it's probably not great in the long run. Then again, I don't know if Conjoined Billy would be upset if he heard that. Oh god. Oh. Okay. Get the coup bones out of here. God. Anything? More hearts. And what do we got? Monstro's Tooth, which I think is good. Yeah, we summon Monstro to jump on people. Yes, it's a bit weird because I've been playing this game since the original one, but I've always I never actually tried to get through it. Okay. Actually trying to do all the bosses and get everything through until recently, at which point I sort of realised that there was a lot better way to do things, like using the mod to just have the descriptions instead of having the wiki open all of the time. But yeah, it's kind of weird how I had sort of 80 hours or so in this game before actually, and then I looked and I saw that I basically didn't have any of the marks. I'll show it later after this run, but basically any of the marks for actually fighting bosses essentially didn't have any of them because I wasn't actually focusing on doing any of that. That's fine, I was still enjoying the game, but well. Oh god, stupid, I hate these poos. But yeah, like it's fine to just enjoy playing the game without mods and trying to actually improve the gameplay, as it were, because the game is still fun, and especially with things like Fallout, like you said, the games are still fine by themselves. It's just that you sort of, after you play it for a long time, you feel the cracks and things that annoy you start to grate a bit more. And that's when you just try and mod your problems away and basically just make the game that you want to play, which I don't think there's any problem with that. Trying to actually improve the fun you have with it. Now, Monstro, get him. That's a nice chunk of damage. Thank you, Monstro. Oh. Oh. So, yeah, actually, I didn't even point out, but yes, I counted our first of the 4 horsemen. This being Pestilence. All of the 4 horsemen are actually their own bosses, and they have a special item which I know he will drop, because they all do it. Come on. Come on. Which is this cube of meat. Which, after you basically have to defeat all of the horsemen and collect the cubes of meat, and you push them together to make the mighty meat boy. Right, moving along. And yes, Fallout 76 can never be saved. I've also sort of been glossing over them, but the loading screen pictures depicting Isaac's tortured life, not actually usually related to his mother, just kind of unfortunate things that happen to him. Come on. God, I don't enjoy those ones very much. Or these ones either. Just coming in to demonstrate that it can in fact be worse. So, charged items. At the top left, they have the little bars. That's how many rooms you need to clear before they actually fully charge. Oh! Ready for all those stats? Oh, yeah. Magic Mushroom is great. It gives you, what, +1 life, more speed, more range, more damage. It's just pretty good. Eating random mushrooms you find in caves, almost as good as eating random pills. Actually, a lot better. Eat the mushrooms instead of the pills, they're natural. Well, these runs are going quite well. Usually it's a bit of a struggle to get through the first few runs, just because the item pool at the beginning... Oh my god. The item pool at the beginning can be quite... Well, I suppose there's less items in it, so it's less random. Oh my god, spiders, please. I say that and then get royally destroyed. Broken magnet. Well, I still don't know what pay to win does, and since I don't have very much money, I'm assuming I can't make good use of it, so I'll just take that instead. Come on. Okay. More random pills. What do we have today? I placed a bomb. I pressed the wrong button. Luck down. Well, I'm certainly unlucky after randomly placing a bomb. Come on, you can reach them. You can reach them. Help me out, Billy. Well, we can't buy anything, so there's no point going to the shop. No. Oh, so Isaac having a sad life is quite an understatement, I think, considering his whole predicament, yeah. Oh, god. Stop that. God. Ah, the stars! Oh god. Not the time to be thinking about what items do. Just go. Oh god. Come on. So, they are supposed to rise up after you get close to them, but sometimes they just don't seem to do that. Oh, yes, I'm saying there are quite likely specific mushrooms that are very, very bad, but you know, there's a much better variance on mushrooms than on pills. Although I suppose there are pills that can cure various ailments. I don't know. Maybe there are mushrooms that give you superpowers. Who knows? Although that's the point. Nobody's actually willing to try. Ooh. Oh yes, the magnet. Give me the penny. What's a nickel? I believe. There's a nickel. Yes, nickel is 5, dime is 10. Yeah. Alright, so. Oh, we got Gertie again. Let's hit a monster. Yeah. So we can actually get kind of close and let Billy do some damage. Well, sadly we don't have the flaming tears, which is why we managed to do a lot of damage before, but oh, he just summoned more enemies on top of the same ones, which killed them, which is very smart of you, Gertie. Alright, Angel. No, okay. Even better than random mushrooms and pills is just random syringes. It's all good. Simple. Damage and range. We've got some hefty damage though going on. Alright, we have Cat Paw, which all of the cat items are A reference to Isaac's cat Guppy. Ooh. And I don't remember what that is, but I think that's just more damage. But I'm gonna try and gun for an angel room. I feel above the offerings of Satan today. Fight, 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 fight. No. No, there is nothing bad in random syringes. I mean, Synthol's not very good, but apparently it is, because it gives you damage and range, so I see no downsides. Also, the problem with not having the Flaming Tears is that I can't just shoot into these ones with the brains behind them. You have to damage them from behind. Can Billy do damage? I think he can, but not very much, because he can barely keep up. Oh. Gosh, luck down. Let's not do that. Oh boy. Stupid giraffe necks. No. Is that just... Oh, it just makes it dark. Well, we're fine. Oh. Just clear this out, see what lovely loot we have. Oh, we have a gold bar and some coin eyes. Midas touch. We have a gold body now. Is that like a bit... Oh, that's the matches, right. They're very nice giraffes. They're just a bit aggressive and overly friendly, I think. Yes, we have flaming hands and gold body. What else would we need? Although it does look a bit strange with his normal face. It looks like he's just sort of wearing like a baby onesie with a bib. Oh. He's feared. He's scared. Oh, okay. That skull symbol is the death sign of it's doing damage to everything in the room. Oh, just push these buttons and leave. Don't get sucked into the spikes. And good. Up. Jumping. Oh god. Ran into that. Come on. There we go. More keys. I have a nice sort of general abundance of everything, but not... I was about to say not money, but this... Yeah. We can actually go and buy something at the shop. If we want. Yes. No, I can't. I'm 1 penny short. As items in the shop always cost 15 cents. Unless you can make them cheaper somehow, but by default. Please go away. Don't accidentally walk into the block and spend a key. Oh, these ones are fine. They just, I say as I get hit by one, they just run along the walls. If I wasn't an idiot, it would have been fine. More keys, open chest, more item. Give. Yes. Good. Wait, what am I doing? I don't even need to go this way. I panicked. I got panicked by the suction. Oh god. All of these are going to explode. This is all fun. Just leave. So yes, if you blow open a door, unless it's a boss door, you can just escape out of the room. And Monster 2 again. Just get hit by yourself. I forgot to use the stars. I don't actually remember what the stars does. I think it lets you into the item room. So wouldn't have had to spend a key. So then again, we have so many keys, it's hardly a concern. So I don't think he can shoot his beam up or down. So I think we can hide if we go up here. So, I mean, we could if he stopped summoning stupid flies. Oh, oof, nearly. actually ran into that, but that's fine. I did run into that one, that's not fine. Yeah. Oh god. Some lovely bullet hell action going on, trying to dodge all of this nonsense. Just please. Please. Okay, good. No devil room or angel room for us. We get our magic 8 ball, so now we are, of course, a seer. We get the Joker, which I believe is just a random effect, so let's see what it does. Well, that was quite a good effect. I'm just gonna get burned by these. Let's just take this. Because that is giving us Eternal Hearts, which is that little white bit up there. Basically, if you don't lose that until the end of the level, then we go through here, and it makes a new heart. So we get an extra heart. Let's see what's hiding in the dresser. Yes, pills. Lovely, lovely cave pills.
Infested.
One spider. Or range up, that's fine. Do we gamble? No, we have no luck. Let's not gamble. Oh, Wrath. It's time for Bomberman. Oh. Come on. Although he does blow up the arena, so that's kind of cheating. Oh, go away! Ooh, we can get another fly. So now we have 3 projectiles. We have our 2 flies and our meat. Oh, this is just a reusable free bomb, so I'll just use it to blow up that X over there and get some more. We have so much life. Feel it. Oh god. Okay. So only some of these go down. I'm assuming it's the same ones. Yep. Nice. Please stop that. These ones just spit whenever they take damage in frustration, apparently. I see that coin creeping round. Pick him up. Just wants to say hi. Oh. Go on. Go get him. Yeah. Good job, Billy. Do it. Okay. We're getting smacked by Kubone. What I can do is I can just use the half of the Eternal Heart now, because if you get 2 white Eternal Hearts, they just, oh god, they combine to make a full heart on the spot. You don't even have to carry it to the next floor. So trying to dodge. These white skulls are immortal, so it's just trying to get rid of them. Yep, and then they'll all go away. The magnet apparently does not work on those. Ooh. So donations are important because they're part of the big meta progression. Yes, you really don't want to know. I'm pretty sure it's a jelly bean. Don't worry. But yes, you need to contribute to the thing, which I don't need either of these, so I'm just going to spend all my money giving a nice donation, which gave me actually a luck, and then the machine jams sometimes. So yes, there's the more money you put into there, eventually it unlocks shop upgrades, so the shop will have more in it, and then you'll just obviously unlock more items. It's just for curiosity. Oh no, it's a lava. In that case, I'll put that down. I don't want to touch that. Come on, quick, get him! And we have our item, which is the flush, which does really weak damage to all enemies, unless they're poop, in which case it instantly kills them. Which is, niche, to say the least. Come on, yeah. So I was talking about this being one of the first, well, the precursor of roguelike games. I'm pretty sure this was pretty much one of the first indie games to sort of actually be very successful on PC. Because, I'm trying to remember, but back at the beginning of the 2010s, it's the beginning era of Steam, when Steam was basically just made for Left 4 Dead 2 to be sold on PC. There wasn't really much going on in terms of indie games. But then, I'm trying to think of what else there was at the time. Oh, Braid? I think Braid was the other big one. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking of, that it's very Zelda-ish. You're right. Where you have a lot of enemy fighting, but also sort of pseudo-puzzle stuff going on. You have your bombs, your keys, it's, yeah. Obviously the fact it's all randomly generated, but... That's the problem, is I don't think many games could do this kind of thing without it just being compared to Isaac. Because there are different ones. Oh god, Steam Greenlight. Yes, well, that was an attempt. Oh, and we're back to Mom. Although, without the fire tears, we have a lot less capability to damage. So this is going to be a lot more difficult. It's probably... I think we can still do it, it's just going to be a lot more of a slugfest than it was previously. You see, she's also a lot more tame when she has more life, doing a lot less dramatic mass summoning of minions. No. Oh god. I mean, it's not like the anime visual novels were really put down by Greenlight, because or Direct either, because back in Greenlight people still voted them in if they had a dumb concept. Hey. Right, so we get breakfast. We get to see an angel about a dove, which means we are now a ghost, so we can now pass through objects. And so do our tears, actually, so they don't get blocked by things, which is quite helpful. And now that we have defeated Mom previously, we can now enter the next phase. The womb. Which, yeah, we don't worry about this. This is a bit... This is where things get very cursed. I hate how you're a wizard. I hate trying to see them. Oh, you can't get more than 3 orbitals, I believe they're called, where they rotate around you. Let's see what the stars does. Took me in here. I don't know why, but I'm here now. I just have to deal with that, I suppose. But yes, being a ghost is very helpful for... Oh my god, that's stupid. Okay, it's fine. The wizard wore off. But yes, being a ghost is very helpful because you can just sit behind walls and shoot through them, which is cheap, but that doesn't matter, because this game is cheap. Oh my god, please, please. Okay. Oh, it took us right next to the boss. That's nice. Oh god. Also, just being slightly faster is a bit helpful. Oh my god, I can't hit these. Thankfully they can't hit me, which is also an improvement. Is he still floating around? Please go away. Cool. Alright, let's go. Skolex, which is wonderful because you can only hit him on his little tail part there. Which of course makes for very, very fun parts of trying to hit him as he's going past. Where you can barely take it up, and then that's the main one. And that's all the damage I got. Well, I thought I had good damage at the beginning, but now I realise that I still don't have very high shot speed, so it doesn't really matter. And bosses that hide and are mostly invincible, that's my favourite. jump again. Please, tail. Nope, he's going to do that. Then he's going to jump again. High jump. Tail, yes. Not that I get much more damage, but it's something. Oh my god. Please. Sorry, should you do the boss earlier when you have more health, or wait when you have more items? Yeah, it depends on how strong you think you are, and also what level you're on, because on the later levels, the maps can be so large that, and that you can take so much damage just from doing them that it's not really worth risking it. Early on, you should just explore as much of the floor as you can to get anything. Just take this. A snack. Was pay a visit to the angel, who has a selection of items for us. Ooh. I think I want this. Homing shots and damage up. Yes, I definitely want this. Oh boy. Alright, so we basically doubled our damage, but now we have much slower shots. But they are homing. So, I think that's an improvement. They are very big. Shots in this game, the size of the tears in this game do directly scale with how strong they are. Just so the more powerful they are, the bigger they are. Oh. Going to get jumped. Oh, there he is. Also, because I fly, I don't have to worry about the goo on the floor anymore, which is nice. No, no. That is not worth it. So yes, while you do go through the floor, you do still get hit by the block spikes. Mom's skeletal hand. Take that. So, while you can see I do have the ability to make another Eternal Heart, I like having at least a few blue hearts around, just because it doesn't prevent you from not being able to get a devil or an angel room by taking damage. Because that's the thing, is you want the devil and angel room items are what make or break runs usually. That's what you really want. So having a nice buffer against screwing up slightly is always good. Oh, come on. Oh my god, I hate these. Come on. There we go. What was this? Luck down. No thank you. Well, I have to keep it. We'll keep the luck down pill for good luck, I guess. Yeah, to make sure nobody else picks it up. Safekeeping. For homing tears, they don't home very well. I think that's just because they're so slow. Oh my god. Duh. But they do insane damage, so... Oh. I'm trying to lock onto the enemies, but my tears are dummy thick. Oh. Alright. Cheating with ghost powers. And now we have Mom's heart. I don't know how you fight Mom and then go into home and find the heart. We don't worry about the technicalities of Mom's biology. We just sort of go along with it. Oh god. Oh god. I think these thick tears are going to be helpful. Now this is the slowest bullet hell section ever. Mom's heart is literally just a bullet hell fight. You're just trying to avoid getting hit by streams. Come on. Oh, and then she starts targeting you. Oh. And then the beams. Also, the only boss to shoot after she dies, which is a bit rude, honestly. But yes, now we have the chest, which is the end. And that's it. Oh. So now... Or has that not triggered? Yes, now we have Eden. So Eden is a random character. Oh my god, also I've just realised I am really dumb. So, explanation of how the unlock system works in this game. So you see that post-it note just to the left of the Who Am I? So that is actually a 3x3 grid that when you defeat a boss, it puts a little mark on there to say that you've done it. Now, there's two things, on normal and on hard mode. On hard mode, you do the mark and then there's a little red outline around it. So, basically, doing it on normal mode, you don't unlock everything, so you have to do some on hard mode. But if you do it on hard mode in the first place, you don't have to do it on normal. So really I should have been doing it on hard in the first place, but I totally wasn't trying to look good for the stream, right? But no, it's just honestly because I forgot. Yeah, so who do we have? So let's check through our characters. We still have Isaac. We now have Magdalene as well, who is slow, and I hate her because she's so slow, but she has an item that lets her restore health, so that's okay. We don't have Cain, don't have Judas. Oh, we have Samson, who has Bloodlust, which is whenever he takes damage for, I think it's the rest of the floor, he gets damage up, which is fine. It can be useful, it's just you'd rather not take damage. Lazarus, who starts off with a pill, and as his name suggests, when he dies, he comes back to life once. So it's okay. But yes, the best character is Eden. So we're just going to play as Eden because it's entirely random. So let's see what happens. Alright, so we start off with 2 hearts, slightly subpar damage, it's kind of slow. We have this cap on our head, which prevents us from taking explosion damage, I think, which is pretty good. I don't know what that remote does. And the Hierophant, which I should use now, because it gives me 2 hearts. What does the remote do? I don't know. I guess we'll find out at some point. So yes, Eden is you start off with 1 random usable item, 1 random equipped item, all your stats are random, and a random amount of keys, bombs and coins. Yeah, we're just randomly blowing up parts of the world, that's fine. Who knows where we got this remote from? Yes, now we're playing on the real mode, which is hard mode, which basically means there's a lot more of these enemies, the coloured ones. They're called champions, which basically means they have a lot more health, and they usually do things. Like that one exploded when he was killed, which blew up that pot, which coincidentally had spiders in it. So, thank you, Mr. Champion. Also, these guys, when they run into flames, they set themselves on fire, which is... which is nice of them. Come on. I need to move along. This room has already taken way too long. Well, I charged that, so I guess we can find out if it does something in... Oh! Eternal Hearts, yes! That's pretty fortunate. Okay. Oh, something interesting. Up the top left there, you have the seed, which, if any game that has random elements, usually lets you put in the seed so that you can just load up that exact run. Coincidentally, if you use a seed with Eden, it does actually give you the exact same loadout that Eden had. So you can get these exact same items if you use Eden with that seed. So there you go. Something I always thought was quite interesting. Alright, let's try this. Oh! Okay. I think that freezes enemies until I attack. Which... that's actually quite helpful for something that has 2 charges. Or at least for a few seconds. A slight freeze. Oh, we have another star sign item. All of the star sign ones have these sort of blue outlines, like old Gemini. Leo. Okay, so we are now huge, a lion, and we can stomp through things. So we can basically blow up blocks and things for free without needing to use bombs. But that's not always a good thing to do, because sometimes they just explode on us. So, maybe not be too overzealous with it. It does mean I can just escape through walls. It's not quite the same as being a ghost, but just stomping through the wall is essentially the same as drifting through it, right? Is this guy going to... Okay, he's going to explode. Okay. Half a heart, I'm okay. Oh no, oh no, oh no! God, I hate those stupid bombs. They just incite panic. Because they do just track towards you. And you don't really have much of a time to respond. We're back to Larry Jr. Oh, we have lots of small Larry Juniors. I should have used that better. So they've pre-split. Somebody has already been in here to try and fight him and hasn't done a very good job. Okay, I'm just going to take a bunch of damage for being an idiot. Ooh, nickel. Okay. Alright. Come on. So normally I could use the poop as a nice sort of cover, but the problem is I keep walking through it and killing it instantly, because Stompy does that. Oh, take another nickel. We get the extra tears up. Maybe if we can get some more damage, we can actually do damage. Okay. So we have our extra heart. As you can probably tell by my performance in that last floor, hard is quite a lot harder. We can get some free items. A free heart. That's 2 free hearts. Nice. Keys. No. I'm going to take it just to demonstrate, but I hate Bob's brain. Because what it is when you fire in a direction, the brain goes and flies that way too. Oh, can I just... Oh god. This might have been a terrible idea. No, this was a great idea. But yes, it flies in that direction and explodes on the first thing it hits. Which can be you instantly. Oh god. Okay, so, that's a trapdoor. Or is that a crawl space? Let's see. I think that's a crawl space. Let's see. Come on. Alright. Let's go. Yes, crawl space. So crawl spaces are levels where you go into a weird 2D where you can't jump, but you're side on. It's quite strange. I don't really understand, but you can pick up a kidney bean. I think that's just you fart. I like the pause button. That's what. That's what that is. It is a pause button where you just stop for a second. That seems. It seems helpful. I'm gonna go back to the shop, see if I can get anything. It is much more Mario-esque, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, the library. So, the library is just where we have some nice books. By the way, red fires shoot at you, so I'm just disposing of them from a safe distance, so I don't randomly get hurt. The Bible. We do have just... Well, this is the Book of Revelations. This is not specifically the Bible. But this one gives us free blue hearts, so I'm probably going to keep hold of this one. This is Telepathy for Dummies, which, when you use it, gives you full homing tears for a room. Not those weak homing tears from before, but free hearts is very good. Although it does charge for a while. Oh, those teethed doors are, they damage you and they can, oh, well, I guess I go in here now. But they can have good things in them, but yeah, usually not. Alright, so we're going to give the poor beggar his money. And eventually he should, come on, give us something good. A key, that's actually quite good. Come on, come on. I mean, I don't mind you taking 30 seconds to go and appreciate the mighty Bibble. Oh god. Sorry about that, sir. Here, come back. Ooh. So yes, eventually if you pay them enough, they will give you an item. Usually it's food items, which is, I think, a bit ironic, but I digress. They're usually just fine. It's usually good value to do so, but sometimes they can just be really annoying and not give you anything and eat all of your money, which is nice. Speaking of free items, another star sign. Capricorn. All stats up. All stats are up. That's quite good. Get some more damage to go with our now very high attack speed. Oh, we're immune to explosions! I forgot! The cap at the start! Eden's starting item. The skull. So we have nothing to fear from Bob's brain. Bob's brain is actually amazing. I guess welcome back from deafening yourself. Let's take a free item. Free heart. Let's not touch the bomb. Ugh. So, we had the library on the left, but the library, it looks like a shop from the outside, but you don't see it until you're inside. We also still have a shop, which we don't really want. We don't really want to collect the jar. The jar is basically, when you kill enemies, you can collect flies that you can send out as a swarm. But I want to keep the book, because I like having more life. So I'm just going to donate all my money, or as much as I can before it jams. Which is not at all, wow. 32 coins. So, we've got another horseman. Famine. Oh, Bob's brain also poisons. So yes, it is a very good item, it's just that it can be very annoying when you walk into a room, fire, and then there's an enemy right in front of you, and you just immediately get hit and die. Or not don't die, but just take damage. Wow, he is very good. Oh! So instead of having the cube of meat, we instead have the ball of bandages, which is in premise exactly the same, except it makes Bandage Girl instead of Super Meat Boy. The only problem is that if you fight multiple horsemen, they can drop one or the other, so it's actually very annoying that you just get the wrong ones. It's very difficult to get a full Meat Boy or Bandage Girl because of that. I don't think either of these are very good. The contract is, I think there's like a marked enemy in a room when you go in, and if you kill them first you get a special item. And that's just a baby that follows you around and does damage. It's not very good. It is not worth selling my soul over. Also, because we have the, because we picked up the Book of Revelations, it's not in effect now. We had an increased angel chance. Oh no, that was because we gave the beggar a lot of money. We had an increased angel chance for that room, but I still misrolled it because, as of course, I am very, very cursed, and my luck is never one to be kind. Well, let's not try and go for that. That. Okay. Fight, 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 fight. Fight room is also good if you... well, I can't open that. Very good if you have an item like ours that you want to charge a lot, because every wave in the fight counts as a room clear, so you can charge items really quickly. It's pretty good. Speaking of which... I shouldn't crush all these. I can tell which ones have items in and don't. It's just... you know, it's just cathartic. It's a worm trying to hide over there. Get him, Bob. That's kind of weird. The camouflage effect. What do we have? Justice. And the Fool. Well, I know the Fool takes you back to the beginning, because that is the point of the Fool. Is to be the start. The origin. So let's take Justice. We still do not have any keys, which is lovely, as the game taunts all of these locked things at me. Oh boy. Back to my wonderful timing skills. Nice. And I did it. Oh my god, they're so fast! I need that plunger from the last run. Just kill them. Yes. Yes, Bob. Yes. Oh, money. Yes. Pick up the loose change. Okay, what have we... Oh, bro. Oh, nice. We have an exploding one that shoots tears as well. Oh, Bob. Wait, I'm immune to explosions. Come at me. I keep forgetting. I'm good at this game, trust me. Puberty, okay. Health up, yay! Although it's an empty heart, which is interesting. I didn't think it did that. That's okay. It doesn't count as losing health, so it's fine for... Oh, another crawl space. It's still fine for the devil door. Come at me. Let's go into the crawl space. Let's go into the crawl space. That's a trinket, which I think just makes us faster. It does, and it is. Nice. Well, seeing as we still have an abundant lack of keys, I can either keep clearing rooms or I can just do the boss. And I just want to do the boss. Which is another horseman. Wow. Are we going to get a bandage or a meatball? Let's find out. Good one, Bob. I missed entirely. There we go. Oh, I'm immune to explosions, yes. I mean, I'm not immune to the goo, but... Yes. Oh, we do actually get bandages. Come on. Yeah, now we have little bandage girl face. So she will shoot tears. She actually shoots homing tears. That's actually quite good. His explode. Well, like I said, I didn't take damage from the actual explosion, but I take damage from the goo he leaves behind. So it's still probably not good to stand in. Oh, we are definitely not taking that. We do not care about Brother Bobby. Remember his name, don't judge. Oh, also at the top, you see there's like a little clock. That sort of shows the time limit, because there's a... Some of the bosses are based on doing speed runs. Oh, jeez. So you have to sort of get through the bosses as quickly as possible, which I don't feel like I'm going to be able to do with this run, because I'm already quite far behind. And I'm just getting back into the swing of things. But yes, at one point I have done all of the speedruns with all the characters. Well, I've done all the speedruns with all the characters twice, but that's besides the point. Well, the thing is that one of the speedruns stacks, well, because there's one that comes after the other. So you have to speedrun one, then, well, you don't have to, and then try and speedrun the second one. So that you can try and get them done in the same run, if you have a really strong run. But usually you can't do that, you just have to do them separately. Yeah, I like Managed Girl. She's got the flower's a bit large, but that's fine. What does Justice do? That's not really what I needed right now, but that's fine. Just random assortment of items, okay. Oh yes, mushrooms are the worst things to walk into, because they can just randomly do, like, poison damage to you if you're just there. Oh. Well, she's happy because she has now been reformed out of the random pile of bandages that she was cursed to reside as. Yep, like I took damage from that mushroom. What's this? Oh, I'm immortal! Go! Run into all the mushrooms. Okay. Puberty! Yay! There's another power pill, that's actually quite good. We can fill up some of these loose hearts. Do we know what this is? No, what is it? And that's disgusting. Oh well, we'll get a free heart. Pick up this, get another free heart, and then away. Ooh! It's just... yeah. Ooh. What does this do? Hopefully it's good. Free heart. Oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah, that gave us 2 blue hearts. And that makes it so that I believe we actually heal from explosions. So yes, now not only are we immune in general, we actually heal off of it. Which, you know, isn't broken at all. I think I'd rather keep the free health than the power pill. Actually, no, what am I talking about? Because I can just use the power pill, like just throw it away at a boss or something. Or in this room full of booze. I don't like his maniacal face though, with the pyromaniac. It's a little creepy. Go on. Get away. Oh, was that a chest? It was! And I couldn't use that. Yeah, I'll grab the power pill for now, and I'll probably use it in something. Yes, also, makes it even better. Mom's stomping feet count as explosions. So, yes, Mom's fight is going to be interesting, to say the least. Hit these guys from the side. I think we're starting to be OP. I think not even hard mode can put us down. So you see on the map, there's like a little ring of rooms here. That means that there is a possibility that if I do this, there is in fact a secret room, which has 99 bombs in it. Well, if we weren't OP before, we're certainly getting there now. So yes, not only do we now have 99 bombs, yes, we now have 99 healing items. Wait, does that mean we heal from Bob? Can I just... Oh, I need to test. Well, I don't have it. I'm not missing health, so I can't test it, but... Yes, this is going against the brand. We are now becoming blessed, somehow. It'll take some damage, because I didn't realise, but we still had really, really low damage, despite our machine gun rate of fire. Although Bob's brain definitely makes up for that. The ability to throw Bob's brain at will is pretty helpful. Oh, the tiny skull! Didn't see him hiding down there. Come on, go away. Get out of here. Get it. Bob. Oh wait, no, she doesn't shoot homing tears. Spanish girl shoots charm tears, which is definitely more on brand. Money. I'll gain my heart and then I'll move on for now. I could just waste the power pill just to gain. Well, it's not a waste. What's this? Have we had this? No, what is it? I am now even larger. Become a larger and larger man. Yes, now I have nothing to fear from these. Cool. Money, spend. Ooh, Steam sale. Well, you know how I said everything was full price? Not anymore. Although, I do not know how many money. Well, I can just go and raid that little puddle. We can get a PhD! 3-cent PhD. Now that's value. Well, because that's actually the sale stacking. Because we have the Steam sale that that automatically means that everything's half price. So it should be 7. But because it's in the red text, that means it's actually also on sale as well. And the sales do stack. So we get it for a quarter of the price. And what it does is that it gives us a free pill to start off with. It also means that we know what every pill does, and it removes every bad effect. So let's do that, and then we just heal. Wow. Yes, the sales stack. We don't actually have enough money to buy another item, so I won't do that. Yes, you can use this coupon with other sales. Well, I was just hoping that I could maybe get another coin somewhere and then pick up another item, because all the items will cost 7. Because they round down, because they're generous like that. Yes, we have the classic asteroids enemy that just keeps splitting up. I don't know why this is envy. Some of the mechanics for some of the sins are a bit loose. Oh yes, that's it. I don't know if I mentioned when we saw... I believe it was Wrath, the Bomberman? But yes, there are the 7 deadly sins as mini-boss fights. I'm a firing my laser. Shoop-de-whoop. Or... I mean, it's fine, but... I'm being cheesy, so I would like to keep just getting more... Actually, I'm done. This is probably way better, because... Thanks to the bombs, I have so much life anyway. Yes, It is the meme itself. So is this changed into a good pill? Yes, it has. Well, it was already Balls of Steel, I think. Yes, it was, because I came back and traded it in. But yes, if there was a bad pill somewhere that wasn't all the way at the top of the room and I had to go all the way back and get it, I should have just used the Balls of Steel. Because I did not have max life. Come on. Sorry, yes, excuse me for 1 second. While I run all the way back. Do this, and pick that up. Ah, I'm one room away from having the charged laser. And from having enough coins to buy something, wow. I shouldn't complain. Mega fatty. Come on. Get him, Bob. Yeah. Like, you think he's close enough to the barrels, but he actually isn't. It's just a complete fake out. To make you think that he would take damage. We have so little damage. Come on, Bob. Oh, yes. Let's take an extra heart, why not? We can heal through, so hearts are better than blue hearts for us. I don't remember what this does, but we'll take it. The scapular. Alright, so, because I feel confident, we're going to do this. Which we can't do, ignore me. Now, yeah, we'll take this. Because like I just said, full hearts are better than blue hearts, because we can heal. We'll ignore that. Ooh! Well, because I have 1,000,000 bombs, I'm just going to do this anyway, but I don't think we need to do it. Oh yes, all pills are good now. Let's just max out.
Health up.
Yeah, let's just go to max health, why not? Who cares? Just bomb ourselves.
Up.
Oh wait. Yes, I'm done. So what we do is we bomb this open. I should have just healed. I'm terrible. And we take a nap. Which heals us up to full. We kill him and he yields nothing, but I also think, because you can get several different bedrooms, yes, this one has a thing in it. Oh, that was just the next floor. Well, maybe should have thought about that one, but that's fine. We're speedrunning now. Impromptu speedrun time. We thought we were getting too strong. Yes, it did. Killing shopkeepers is just basically doing generally evil things. The devil likes, unsurprisingly. Oh god, oh god. Ah, no, my devil! Well, that's the problem with replacing all your hearts instead of having blue hearts. But hey, I knew what I was doing. Because I can just heal it, but... So, I want to see, can I... Where is he? Come on. Come on. Oh yes, sometimes breaking skulls makes them the skull enemy. I can't pick that up because I have the maximum hearts. Yes, I missed a lot of things by just walking through the floor, but hey. Yes, Bob does heal me. Wow. He has actually completely turned around from being a liability to actually being both our best source of damage and healing. Bob's redemption is strong. Bob dead redemption. I mean, he's quite clearly dead now, because he has now been reduced to just a brain. But, yeah, get that infestation parasite. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. And we don't really have much to spend in the arcades, there's not much. Oh wait, we can buy, we have the sale, we can buy an item. Like, this battery, which I think lets us... Yeah, it lets us charge our items twice, so we can have 2 laser beams. Which will be some disgusting damage. Ooh, this is a devil boy, who we can feed our heart to, like this. I'm just doing this because I see we have some lying around. Come on. Also note that losing health like this doesn't make the devil upset. Speed up. Come on. See, because we can just heal up. Come on. Oh. Almost coin purse. He gave us a lot of pills, and all of them were good. Though I don't know what something's wrong about. Puberty. We're now an adult. Because we pubertied enough. Let's see forever. Yeah, let's see all the doors. Something's wrong. Oh, it's just black. Although, that one was red and this one was white, but they're both the same. Weird. Usually they should have different colours. Oh, greed! Greed gets destroyed. Oh, now we have greed face. The head of the keeper, penny tears. So now we shoot coins. Which... I did it. I ran into a block and unlocked it by accident. I said I wouldn't do it. But yes, I'm not going to bomb myself straight away because Bob's brain can heal, so I might just try and use that to, yes, get some free cheap healing. Yeah, the flies are pretty strong when there's just a lot of them. Ooh. Got some giant boys. Let's just laser beam him. Although it said we could double charge, but it didn't seem to actually be giving us double charge, which is weird. Unless we haven't done a room and I'm crazy. Although I thought we did... Well, should greed count? I thought greed should count. I don't know, I'm talking to myself. Well, it said double charge. Oh, it might be faster charge. That's also true. I saw double charge and thought it was stat like double charge something. But yeah, maybe getting double charge. In which case, this charges every room, which is quite helpful. Because he is charmed, he will in fact damage his own minions. Bandaged girl pulling weight. She doesn't have much weight to pull, but she's certainly doing it. Come on, Bob. Come on, Bob. Just, of course. Oh my god, he's just spawning so many. Please, sir, stop. Ugh. Alright, just dunk into him. Oh, I missed completely. Strength is pretty okay. He gives a bunch of damage, which, as you can probably tell, we quite sorely need at the moment. Come on, get out of here. You're not needed. Please leave. Thank you. Yes, I'll keep hold of strength. Strength of the power pill. Yeah. Oh yes, you're right. By the way, it does double charge it because now it's fully charged beam after one. I'll just try the pill. I'll just make sure to use. If I haven't used it by the boss, I'll just use it then. Well, thank you. That was quite helpful. I'd rather shuffle round than risk losing life for no reason. Wait, it didn't charge twice in one room. What? It just sometimes does? Well, that's weird. And actually feels like it's quite a lot worse for a small charge item. Because I don't know whether to use it or not. That's fine, I don't need to use it really at the moment. The car battery is inconsistent. Oh, well, I can't cheat this anymore. Oh, Oh! Okay. Ooh, more pills. Yay. Balls of steel. Useless. And another power pill. So many pills. Is this what having a PhD is like? You just see drugs everywhere, and you can't take all of them. You need to resist the urge. What have we got in here? Like I said. Health, woo, something's wrong, woo, just... Can't take any of them. I'm too big. Bob, save me. Bob, do something. Okay, well that's fine. Right, time to go. And mom. I pressed the wrong button, but it's fine. I said. It's fine. I need to try and line up, see if I can line up the beam with her foot and an eye, then maybe I'll be able to hit her twice with it. Ooh, not there. Ah, if I was on the other side. Try and get... Yeah, a little bit. Not the full tick, but at least a few. Anyway, yes, if this fight wasn't hilarious enough that we just heal from mob's foot, we don't actually even take damage. Come on, just a little bit. Yay! Mushroom. More stats. We're now Stompy. Which I think is just because we've become so large. We now have the little dust effects. Devil, you need to step up your deal game. These are all terrible. I become giant. Oh. Now we must consume more pills. Range up, yes. Give me stats. Speed up, yes. I will become too fast. And we can't use balls of steel. I'm already too fast. This is not going to be a problem whatsoever, I swear. Come on, get him. Dumb spikes. How did I take damage? Bob. Oh, not quite heal. Oh, that lovely squelchy noise. Oh, sorry. Just want to see tiny bandage girl orbiting. He thick. Yeah, can I get... Oh. Oh. God. Well, we healed from something. I don't know what it was. It was probably Bob. Just passively healing us. Which is good because I'm passively damaging. Oh my god, I forgot the red on red floor. Try and tell what part of the floor is going to damage you. Oh, why did I run away? Ah. So stupid. I literally ran away from the healing. Yes, heal me. Yes. Come on, where are you? It's multiple. Okay. More power pills. All the power pills. Just run through terrain to avoid them. I think the speed cap is 2, so I've almost hit the speed cap as well, despite being so large. Come on, just... That was actually really well timed. Tiny chest. Or is that just a normal sized chest? I can't tell at this point. I also don't know how I'm fitting through doors. Just... this stupid red on red floor. Wait, is there a heart in here? Yes. Oh, it's trying to escape. Get back. Yeah, sometimes the hearts just run away from you. I don't know why. They just do that. Yeah, snipe. That range. Okay. We get this lovely boy. I just ran straight into that one because I'm already sick of this fight. At least we have Bob. I say as I completely miss with Bob. Oh, wait, I need those. Well, that somehow poisoned him. I don't know how. Oh. God, I'm too big. My hitbox is so huge. Please do the tail. Thank you. Yes, heal. Yes. Heal me again. Yes. Dude, Pyromania is disgusting. Oh my god, please. Oh, thank you. Polydactyly. Yeah, oh, it means we can hold two pills. Yeah, there we go, swap between them. So I can actually use that on the next floor to see forever. Not a bomb. I keep doing that wrong. It's fine, it's fine. One of these will be good. There was only one. Health up. That's okay. I completely missed the small boy, but that's fine. Come on. Don't like his random pattern. Right, we're good. Ooh, let's go this way. Oh, yeah, this guy just copies whatever you do, which can be annoying unless you're just sort of, you can bend tears at him. Or you just do like, oh, nah, I'm tough. Oh, I outplayed myself. Oh, it's so big. Is he going to... Come on, come on. That's fine. I can just walk through this. What am I doing? Oh, because they have to walk along a wall, if they spawn in the middle of a room, they just track to the nearest wall and just walk. It's a bit weird. Oh, jeez. I do not like this. I can do that too. Oh my god. heal from explosions, not from beams. Thank goodness. Oh no, more beams. Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down. Now what do we have in here? More pills. Range up. Speed up. We become larger. We can't gain more health, so we'll just take one of these. Keep placing the bomb. That's the switch one. Oh, just get kicked out of the room, how rude. We become even larger. Okay. And we're back to Mom's heart. Oh, I don't actually think the hitbox becomes larger, despite how big you are. I think it just keeps faking me out, because I expect it to be like that. It's time. Just chomp on her. Chomp on. Eat the heart. Yes. And there we go. Who says this game is hard? Easy peasy. Just get 99 bombs. And then heal off the bombs. Game's easy. Now we get some rubber cement, I think. Yeah. It's not creepy at all. Is it not? Ah, see, now we can see that above Mom's heart we have defeated her twice. Alright. You know what, let's do... What should we do? Let's do a challenge. Let's see if we can do one of the challenges. And then I'll probably be good, I think. Alright, what's... The challenges are basically... You have a specific set of items, and you have a specific goal you need to get to. And I don't remember what any of these are. They all have sort of vague names. April's Fool I remember is awful. I don't remember why, but I just remember. I think everything's random. I think it's terrible. Computer savvy. Let's do this. Oh yes, I remember why I remember this one. Because this one is disgusting. Because you start with homing lasers, which means that you automatically hit everything in the room, all at once. But yes, so you start off with these items, and I'm pretty sure shops are locked. Shops and items. Oh, no, shops aren't locked, but there's no item rooms, so you don't get free items, because you already start off with items. And if you see on the left, there's the... Oh no, I think that's no achievements, but yeah, there's the Mom's foot, that's the goal. The goal is to beat Mom, so... Which, with a build like that's already this disgusting, shouldn't be that difficult. The only problem with this build is that there's no damage, but seeing as you can just hit everything on the room from anywhere within it, that's not so big a deal. Very slowly make our way through him. Come on. And there we go, easy peasy. Look, do we get items from bosses? Yes, we still do. Yeah, this will be fine. Blitz our way through. Another golden key, which is laughable because there is nothing here. These golden keys don't actually give you a key, they just make it so that you can log... Oh my god. Well, we found the weakness of the build. We're just trying to hit these things around corners. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so terrible. Oh, come on. Oh. terrible. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll stop freaking out, hopefully. Double the active. Well, I wonder what that does. Presumably, doubles the active. I mean, it auto-homes. It's pretty good. No, get out of here. Oh, no, I didn't do that. Oh, ignore that. I didn't do that. Shit. No, that's fine. Oh, God. Yep, here it is again. At least it wasn't so bad that time because they actually moved down. That wasn't fair. Well, there's no item rooms, and we don't have enough money for the shop, so I guess I'll just go ahead. Oh, yeah. Well, the one boss that this is really good against, because each of his body units are their own enemy. He's trying to get away. Oh, we get devils. Okay. That's not worth it, but thank you, Satan. I'll see you later. Fight, 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 fight. I imagine this will be quite good to just clear this room out. Yep. I hoped I could get some more damage, but alas. Just some random items. That's fine. Well, that's a fine fight. Okay, move along, I guess. Can't get that. Please, please don't do it, don't do it! Ugh. It's also really good at clearing poop. Okay. Yeah. Gambling is bad. We have to prevent people. I can probably literally get through the entire run with just this. This is like the one challenge that's not actually really a challenge. I mean, there's a few that are more doable because of the items you start with, but they usually have big drawbacks. Oh, we got the bandage bag. Bandage ball. God. Clear a room. Well, I'm here. Like I said, this is probably going to be the last thing. As soon as I start talking, this is probably going to be the last thing I end up doing before I stop. But just to ask, are there any requests for things for me to fix? I should probably get rid of the Steam notifications. But is my mic working fine? Is it laggy? Is it running fine? I mean, it's probably just running fine because Isaac isn't particularly intensive. But like I can watch this back and see for myself, but I just like to get opinions firsthand while it's live, if that's possible. Yeah, there's that damage we needed. Literally tripled our damage. Yeah, I did have it set up fine, but I did the impromptu adjusting, which I think screwed up the Steam stuff. Thanks to it pausing while in the middle. Just loot the room while the room's going on, because I can just shoot from anywhere. I got battery, got the double active, but I don't actually have an item to use. Oh yeah, hit the brains. Oh yes. Oh no, all the rocks are getting in the way. No. Well, almost perfect, but that's fine. Right, cool. And grab. Well, okay. Ooh. What do we got? More keys and bombs. Woo! Yay! Jump, and jump. And that's the only problem that I find with the challenges is that you don't, not being able to get any item rooms all means that you're just kind of, you're just breezing through with what you have, which for some of them is fine, but oh, double active. Okay. The chariot, that makes me run up fast. Double active, yeah, give me double cars. Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
I don't care. Give me what's inside. I cannot wait. The gate. It's spewing out a lot of ads, but that should be fine. Thanks to our AoE powers. Although our lack of damage is seriously noticeable. Maybe just put a few bombs in. Yeah, that's what I needed. More pills! Woo. Eat them all. Nice. Something's wrong. That's another something's wrong. Can I pick one up? Range up. I think I'll keep the chariot. Right. And with that, we're way ahead of schedule if I was doing a timer attack. Sadly, none of the other achievements work during challenges, which is sad, but hey. And wait for it to go. And back through. Grab that. Oh, well that's diagonal Larry. He's Larry's cousin. He's not so much of a square as Larry is. Man, I shouldn't run directly straight into the middle of the room. Oh, secret room. Oh, okay, agreed. Sure. I'll get all of these coins that I won't be able to use. Thank you. Let's go. I usually... Oh, that's convenient, I suppose. But yes, I usually, when I'm coming out of secret rooms, try and go as far away from where I started as possible. Because then there's the tendency that you're closer to the boss room. Slow. Oh my god, so many slow hands. We've got Ace of Clubs, which rerolls everything. Nice. So yes, this is a tarot deck that can also have just regular playing cards in it. Because... yes? Anyway, we're here. We're here and more. I should stop being an idiot. I just need to... I still somehow hit it with the bomb, which is nice. And we get her. So yes, that's the time attack room there. We don't want to do that because it will mean nothing. But yes, we'll take that, and we'll take our trophy, which you get at the end of every challenge. So yes. Also, side note, it should be coming up with what items we're unlocking as we unlock them, but because I've unlocked them on other saves, the little box doesn't pop up because it's not actually unlocking as an achievement. So instead, it is being unlocked, it's just not showing up. But yes, here is the great log of items that's possible. Anyway, well, thank you for coming to the Premiere Cust stream, and I will see you around. Ta-ra.